Hey, are you really going to leave me like this now? You shouldn't be so upset about everything that happened between you and I this time. Let's just get back together and make up already. I'm telling you right now that you're aware of everything about me, it'll be a lot easier for you to accept me. How about it? Let's say we never wanted to break up and want to continue moving towards getting married.
I have no reason to get back together with someone like you. You don't even have a job, yet all you do all day is go out to gamble whatever money I give you away with that awful addiction of yours. I always wondered when things would start to come from that money, but you never once gave me anything in return after all these years.
Now, stop calling it an addiction, alright? It's not nice to me. It's just a hobby that I have. And it happens to cost a bit more money than most other hobbies do. You've always loved me for being good with my money when I go out to have some fun anyway, right? So, come on, take another look at what you've loved about me and try not to forget it.
You told me you were the CEO of some company and that you wanted to borrow some money from me to start yet another business. However, you took all that money I gave you and started to bet it on racing horses, you jerk. You think I loved you for that? What I thought I loved you for and what you think I loved you for are on total opposite ends of the spectrum.
I was planning on winning a lot of money from those horses and giving you back the amount you lent me, alright? I'm telling you that this next race, I will not lose out on. I know the horses I'll be betting on, and I know that there's no way they are going to lose.
I am horrified by the fact that I even thought for a second that I'd want to marry someone like you. I'm glad that right before we handed in our marriage papers to the courthouse, I found out what kind of scum you really are.
And what you found out is that I'm a really nice guy. You know that already, right, Lilia? I just happened to make a mistake with that last amount of money. It's a tough life living in this world. So come on now. How about you just start acting like you're my mom or something, and I'm your little boy that you'll love to raise for the rest of time. Like a sugar mama of sorts. I have tons of friends that have relationships like that, and when you look at marriage that way, it makes it a whole lot easier for you to hand me more money.
Shut the hell up, Eric. I don't want to be married to someone that wants me to act like I'm their mother. That is just disgusting. I know there are people with those kinds of kinks, but they never make it about money like you do, sicko. Don't you ever talk to me again, all right? I do not want to be a part of your addiction anymore, and I most definitely don't plan to be your ATM for the rest of my life.
Jesus. I was really hoping to finally have someone liable for my actions when I go out to play. How am I supposed to continue to get any money now to gamble some more?
You are literally the most disgusting man I have ever had the unfortunate chance of going out with. You thought you could really get away with using me as a way to pay for all your gambling and even rope me into it by getting married? You were literally going to commit marriage fraud at that point. Are you not embarrassed by how you're living your life?
I threw away that fear of being embarrassed a long time ago. As humans, we sometimes need to do some of the most scary or embarrassing things in life in order to get to where we want to be. So no, I'm not embarrassed by anything I've done so far. And actually, I really hope you'll understand me so that I can get back to my horse races.
I cannot believe this. I'm done here. You are really a sly piece of crap, and you really know how to work your way into someone's wallet. You could probably find yourself a really good job with those skills if you actually put yourself out there.
I don't want to work though. I hate it. The last job I had a long time ago was so boring. And I'd much rather just get money from someone and use it to win some more.
You really have no merits to yourself, do you, Eric? Well, anyway, this is it between us. I really hope that I never have to run into you ever again.
What? I'm going to be lonely though. Lilia?
Hey, how are you feeling right now? Huh? What are you talking about? Who even is this? You can tell me how bad it must feel for you. So come on now, don't be shy with me. How are you really feeling deep down? I'm sure this has all really broken your heart severely, right? You probably just want to curl up and die now, right? I'm being serious when I ask what the hell you're going on about right now. I have no clue at the moment. Are you sure you don't have the wrong number right now? I have the correct number, Lila. I mean, you are Lila Shute, right? You're the Lila Shute that was tossed aside by Eric all because you weren't enough for him, right? Ah, so that's what all ended up happening then. I really needed to just get a new number after that. Oh my, you're going to try and act all cool about it? I feel so sorry for you, really. I bet you were really thinking you had it all when you started to go out with a man like him. Well, I'm sorry to say, but that successful man has gone after a far more beautiful and amazing woman. Me. Are you actually going out with Eric right now? You think I'm only going out with him? It's not like that between us anymore. Next month, he and I will be getting married. And that means he and I will be bound by our love until the end of time. What? Are you serious? Are you really okay with doing something like that to yourself? What do you mean by that? What would I not be okay with regarding Eric? Eric is deeply in love with me and does everything to make sure I'm aware of that. He already has one of the most amazing companies in the world under his belt, and he wants to make me his beautiful princess. I think we make for the perfect couple. We are destined to be married, actually. Don't you think? I'm sorry, but is this you, Claire? How did you know? I can see what's really going on here now. Well, Claire, I'm not really sure you should be calling yourself his princess quite yet. Especially when you both aren't officially married yet, right? I'm sorry that you were thrown away by him on such a short notice. I really am. But just because you happened to not be good enough to become his princess doesn't mean that someone far superior than you can't be. I can understand your jealousy for me. You've been that way ever since we were both going to the same school together, right? I don't ever remember being jealous of you in any way. Well, how about we just go with that for now then? So, what do you want with me right now then, Claire? As I asked at the beginning, I want to know how horrible you're feeling right now. I'm sure your heart is in shambles right now after all that's happened to you, right? I was able to get your fiancé from you without even having to put up a fight. Claire, you really happen to have one of the worst personalities. Also, I was never even engaged to Eric in the first place. I get that this is all very hard for you right now, but can you quit it with those shallow lies? You were looking forward to getting married to Eric, right? Well, I'm sorry that my beauty was all that was needed for me to steal him right out of your hands. I can see that there are a lot of things you don't understand well enough right now, but so be it. I have a lot of things going on in my life right now, so see ya. Oh, I suppose that's right. You were only just kicked out of the house by Eric, so you really must be busy trying to find a new place to live. What the hell has Eric been telling you about what happened with him and I? Well, if you ever find that things are too tough for yourself to handle, you can always reach out to me. There is always the chance that I'll be willing to hand you over whatever change there is in my pockets. That's right. Do you think that you'll be able to make it to Eric's in my wedding? Huh? Why would I have any reason to go see that? You don't have to worry about giving us any presents for our wedding or anything. I'll be kind and let an ugly and partnerless woman like you into my wedding for free. I mean, this wedding is going to cost us over $100,000 to have, so it's a once-in-a-lifetime chance to come see such a wedding, right? Huh? $100,000 for that wedding? Are you being serious right now? Well, of course I'm being serious about that. After all, this is going to be the wedding of one of the world's most popular CEOs, right? There will be very respectable people from all over the world coming to see it, so Eric has to make sure to put in enough money to make it spectacular. For some reason, I've become a bit worried for you, Claire, which is a very rare thing coming from me. The only person you should be worried about is yourself, Lila. You're going to have to live the rest of your life all by yourself, I'm sure. Yeah, sure. That's totally right. Well, nothing about you and Eric has anything to do with me, so can you point all that pride you have for yourself somewhere else? I wish you the best of luck, you loser.
Hey, Lilia. It's been a while, hasn't it? It's me, Eric.
What do you want from me now? I was sure that I asked you to promise me to never talk to me again, right?
Hey, I'm not here to talk to you about anything I need from you at the moment. I'm just here to talk with you about how Claire invited you to the wedding of ours next month. I'd like for the two of us to talk about that for just a minute or two.
Well, answer me this first, Eric. Why did you tell Claire that you threw me away and started to go out with her as though we hadn't been apart for over a year now? Right now, she thinks that she was able to steal you from me or something like that.
Well, she's just that type of girl. She really likes the idea of taking something or someone from someone else, so that she can feel good about herself is all. And when she learned that the woman I was with was you, Lilia, the person who she always competed against back in school, well, I just told her that I dumped you when I saw the beauty of her, and that got her so fired up to be around me, and started making jokes about you.
And? What is your plan with getting that close to Claire and making her think that you both will be getting married now?
There is no goal in all this for me. It was her that started to get close to me in the first place a while back, and I started to have feelings for her. At that point, you and I had already broken up and such, but to her, she was able to steal me from you. All I did was make it look as though I was stolen from you, all to make sure she really wanted to keep me.
Then what's this about you giving her a $100,000 wedding?
And about that, what am I going to do?
What are you going to do? That wedding is coming up here really soon, right? Right now, you have Claire all excited that that wedding is going to happen, so what are you seriously going to do?
I have no idea. If anything, this wedding was all her idea anyway. Saying things about how this wedding would be $100,000 and take place in a castle, and that people from all over the world would be coming to it to watch us be married. I was just going along with everything she was mentioning, and that's how all of this came to be. She seems to be the one going through with all of the preparations for the wedding on her own anyway.
So this is what happens when the world's biggest idiot and the world's scummiest man get together.
Anyway, instead of talking about all that, what about we talk about you getting back together with me? I've realized you really are the only woman on this planet for me. And compared to Claire, you have a lot more money that can use freely, right? I mean, Claire does make quite a bit of money, but she goes and spends it all right away. And that's been pissing me off a lot.
You have no right getting pissed off with her over that.
Do not say things like that about me. Now, please, Lilia, I was able to win $6,000 half a year ago gambling on the horses, okay? That's a lot of money, right?
And what ended up happening to that measly $6,000 you won?
I spent it all going out to play some more. But winning $6,000 from betting on horse racing is pretty amazing, right?
Is that the only appeal you have, man? Eric, I'm already married to someone now, so you can just quit it with all that.
Wait, is that true? I see. Well then, I'll just have to make things work with Claire then.
You really are such a terrible person. I mean, Claire is also just the most unbearable person, but I can tell you right now that things between you both will not end well.
Well, I'll be seeing you again at our wedding. See you then.
I really have zero reason to be going to that wedding. Good morning, Lila. You know what day it is today, right? Ah, that's right. I need to take out my recyclables today. That was a close one. And I was going to totally forget about that if it wasn't for you reminding me, so thank you. Huh? The only trash that needs to be taken out is you, Lila. Well, listen here. Today is the day that Eric and I got wed at our super expensive and absolutely gorgeous wedding. And of course you'll be coming, right? I thought I told you before that there is no reason for me to go. And to be straight up, I don't even know if that wedding is going to go as well as you think for yourselves. Huh? What are you even talking about right now? We all know that this wedding is going to go perfectly for all of us. I really wonder about that, Claire. Have you been in such a bad mood because of all this that you've been praying for a tornado to come and ruin everything for us? Well, I'm sorry, but it's nothing but clear skies today, so this wedding is going to go smoother than a baby's butt. That man is so invested in my beauty that he'd do anything to make sure I have the best day of my life today. That CEO has already decided I'm the one who'll become his princess, so just give it up, okay? You have no clue what's going on, do you? This all really has nothing to do with me, so I was just going to let you fall into his trap. But it might be even more funny to tell you right now, so here we go. Eric is completely unemployed right now. And not only that, but he is in a very large amount of debt with all kinds of banks and loan sharks. What? You're going to have to try for a better lie than that if you want me to believe you. Could this be that you're already just gone off the deep end and that's the kind of reality you want to believe in? I'm not making any of this up because Eric really is jobless at the moment and always has been. Well, years and years ago, he really was the owner of a company. But he didn't have all his finances straight and the company went bankrupt. Soon after that, he started to develop a serious gambling addiction. And I know that all of what you're saying to me is bullcrap. If he really didn't have a job as a CEO right now, then how would he have been able to afford this $100,000 wedding for me? That's a great question you have there. I mean, he shouldn't have any reason for having that $100,000 wedding, right? I'm thinking that he has no plans to pay for the wedding and is going to leave you to deal with all the costs. I bet you that right now he only has around $10 on him at most. You really have gone crazy. The both of us are already here at the wedding getting ourselves prepared. I bet if I walked over to the groom's dressing room right now, he'd be in there suiting up. Do you want me to go and check on him for you? Actually, yes, I'd love it if you did that for me. What? He's not here. Why not? I told you why, right? I think he knows what'll happen there and wanted to run away as soon as the coast was clear. And when it comes to his family and friends, they've all cut ties to him long ago. So if you have a look around, you'll notice not a single person on his side of the family or any of his friends have come, right? Wait a sec. What? Are you being serious about all that? I've been telling the truth this whole time regarding him. And that's why a year ago or so, when I learned about the true person he is, I left him and got as far away as I could. Huh? 1 year ago, but everything you heard from Eric about the relationship he had with me was all a lie to get you to come closer to him. But before you continue to worry about the truth surrounding that, what are you going to do now? Are you going to be able to pay for that wedding? I have no way to pay for all of this. Seriously, hold on for 1 second. I'm starting to panic a lot right now. I can't even think straight anymore. The wedding is supposed to be starting really soon here as well. You're going to have to cancel that wedding as quickly as possible. I'm sure you're already aware of this by now, but all those respectable people from around the world that you thought would come don't exist. The only people coming to your wedding today are the people you invited, and that's it. What is all this? This is actual hell. I had planned on us all going out to party after this wedding and have all that reserved for everyone. Yikes, you really are in a tough spot now then. What are you laughing about? If you had just told me sooner about the kind of person Eric is and what happened between you two, this kind of thing wouldn't be happening now. You think I wanted to help you avoid your fate? I mean, gosh, you were calling me all sorts of terrible things before after you thought you'd stolen Eric from my hands. You deserve every bit of this hell you're going to experience. Shut the hell up! This is all your fault, you know. Not only do you look like an ugly old woman, but your heart and soul are exactly the same thing. Well, my soul's ugliness is nothing compared to yours. From what I've heard, I wasn't the only person you went to bragging about how you would be getting married to a CEO of some huge company. Lots of other classmates in school say you've been doing the exact same things to them, calling them names and making yourself look better than them. You even went on about how you'd be having this $100,000 wedding with Eric, and that you wanted them to come along and witness it. But now that they're all there to see that wedding, they'll get to learn about how your supposed groom was a liar that has run away, leaving you with only one option, and that's canceling the wedding. And you'll have to start paying off a very large cancellation fee for the whole event. It really must suck to be you right now, Claire. Shut the actual hell up! Do not make fun of me like a little schoolgirl, you immature freak! I'm only treating you this way because you started all of it. Consider us even now, okay? Now, good luck cleaning up all that mess. Wait, Lila! Hey, Eric, way to go. You really cannot help yourself from going out and ruining everything for everyone, can you? Do you plan to just keep running from Claire now?
You can say all you want about me, but I had no other choice. I've been avoiding her for a while now, trying to show her how much I don't want her anymore. What does she want to talk to me about? She already knows everything there is to know about me, so what's the point in talking to me?
You could at least apologize to her for what you've got her wrapped up in. She's a total witch of a woman for how she treats everyone around her, but don't you feel a little bad for her?
Well, it was her that made this whole deal about wanting a $100,000 wedding, and went ahead and started planning it without my permission. And I also heard about her after party that she planned out. She wanted to take everyone out on a night cruise on the bay. She never once told me she planned on doing that. This is what she deserves for being so selfish. You think that yourself, right?
But she's not the only one that deserves that fate, though. You were the one that lied to her about literally everything, getting her hopes up to the highest degree. I honestly don't give a single crap about what's happening here, but you should at the very least be somewhat of an adult about it.
I've already learned a bunch from this. Also, you hate her guts. So you should not be getting on me about what's happened to her. If anything, you should be happy for all of this. Hey, now that I've gotten rid of that loser, you want to get back together with me? Huh?
I really want you to quit it with all that crap, Eric.
What?
I'm sure you think you can just keep living your life as the lowest of scum by getting people wrapped into your lies while you gamble any money they give you away. But you are seriously going to rot in hell for ruining so many people's lives and wasting all their time.
I told you to stop being so rude when talking about me. You really don't have to dig into me that much.
If you want to keep digging that hole of yours to where you can't get out of it, that's totally fine. But getting other people stuck in your hole just so that you can climb on top of them and get out is not good. There is going to be a point when you mess with the wrong person and they really get you back for this crap. What will you do then?
Seriously? What does that mean?
There are people in this world far stronger than me, and they will not let you get away with your crap. If I really wanted to, I could make a mess out of you for all the horrible things you've done to me. Understand?
Hey, I do feel bad for what happened between you and I back then.
If you really do feel bad, then stop doing the same old crap to other people and become a better person. How much longer are you going to be this parasitic disgrace that goes out to feed off others so you can gamble more?
Really, Lilia? Stop trying to act like my mom about this.
I thought you wanted me to be like a mom to you. I mean, you keep asking for me to get back together with you, right? Well, this is me getting back at you. You need to just shut the hell up and turn that crummy life of yours around, or so help me.
Why? Why are you trying so hard to get me to change? I was the one that stabbed you in the back, right? Yet you're still trying.
That's because I'm an amazingly kind person. That's all. Don't get your hopes up, though, because I do not think anything of you besides that you're a menace to society.
Ugh, what the heck. Alright. I guess I'll turn myself around and head back over to the wedding. I'm not sure what help any of this will do, but I can at least apologize to Claire for what I've done.
Good. Now go ahead and do that. My God. Even after everything he did to you, you still went ahead and married Eric in the end? No matter what you try and think, that has to suck for you, right? He doesn't have a job and is addicted to gambling. And when it comes to all the money he's borrowed, it's in the hundreds of thousands by now. He lied to you about himself and others he's been with, and you're totally okay with all that to the point you'd still marry him? I chose to marry him, so you don't have to comment about it. I know that everything he said to me was a lie, but he told me he wanted to start things from square one and fix his ways. So I have decided that I'll be the one there to help him. I always knew that you were one of the worst people around, but I guess there is a heart somewhere deep inside you. I'm really sorry about a lot of the things I said before. My eyes have been open to all that now. Ever since we were in school together, I've had something against you. You always were liked by everyone in the class and did so well with all your schoolwork. I was one of the worst students in our grade and became super jealous of the person you were. So that's why this time, with the help of Eric becoming my husband, I'd finally be able to show you. It's fine, Claire. I knew there was something up with you that made you so aggressive towards me. But the reason I still chose to be with Eric is that for some reason I felt a bit of warmth still coming from him when he came and apologized to me. He wasn't wanting to marry me only for himself. I get it, Claire. I can see that you still care for him by the fact that even after everything he did to you, you still married him. So what are you going to do now? Well, about that, I think to start things off, the two of us will start looking for a larger place where the both of us can live. At this point in time, Eric is living in some sort of housing for the homeless. I see. You guys will have a lot of challenges ahead of you from now on. And now that I have him with me, I'm going to use our time together as a way of changing my ways for the better as well. Lila, seriously, thank you so much for what you've said. You really do not have to thank me for any of this. I was also used and fooled by that idiot. Well, I wish you the best of luck with the new life you both have together. You beautiful princess, you. After that, Eric and Claire were able to rent themselves a really, really cheap apartment. And that is where the both of them began their marriage. Along with all the debt that Eric was already in, there was also the cost of the wedding, and the cost of the night cruise that needed to be added into that. And right now, the two of them are working super hard to get all of that paid off in the coming years. On another happy note, Claire's parents happened to learn about what had happened to her and Eric, and so they offered their support in making sure they could start paying everything off. And with the help of her parents, they are still able to make ends meet while powering through Eric's horrible debt. Claire is still working the job she's always been at, and a part-time job on top of that. Eric, on the other hand, was able to find himself a part-time job as well, and is working diligently to find himself a full-time job. The life they're both living now may seem like hell to a lot of people, but it's helping the both of them grow even closer to one another as they face each challenge together. They are both growing stronger together as well, and them noticing that in each other has really boosted their confidence. The two of them never really listened to my warnings at the beginning of all this, but after that final stunt by Eric, he's never gone back to gambling again. Of course, I'm certain he's aware that Claire will only stay with him as long as he doesn't gamble, so he's got to stay on top of not falling back into it. It makes me happy knowing the both of them are working hard together to fight all their weak points, even though I still won't ever call them anything more than complete losers. As for myself, I'm living with my new husband in a house of our own. My husband is not in any kind of debt and has a proper job that he plans on staying at all his life. It may seem as though he is a bit boring, being so simple, but when I think of how Eric was, there are no complaints from me.